Part 3, and we're almost done. Reminders and resources, a couple of last tidbits that might be helpful for you. As you navigate Canvas and your goal is to communicate to students, to exceptional education folks, to parents, to whomever might need to help you ensure the most quality education for each student in your class. Remember that homework of any kind, anything that you want students to remember, think about, consider, accomplish, etc., outside of class, whether it's graded or whether it's not, it does need to be added via assignment for it to show up on the student calendar and the to-do list. So if you set up your entire grade book with the groups and the assignments only thinking about significant summative assessments, remember that that is all that students will see in their to-do lists that drop down on the side. So there are other options that add event to calendar, could also be used for things that are ungraded, but just keep in mind that they'll need to see it, that communication is part of our prerogative. Okay. Some other things that are available. Over the years, I've put together templates and examples of things that I've used in my own courses. And so if you're at a loss in any way, if you have a sense of, man, I'd like to improve the unit overview template that I'm making, I'd like a handy way to organize all of my lesson plans or folders, just keep in mind that you can always ask. I'm not saying that my way is the best way, but it can be helpful to have a structure to either simply follow or to have an idea that will help you know exactly what you want to push back against and know something that's different. So for example, for our new teachers, I created a Canvas course called New Teacher PD and put together several of these resources for them. And just want to make sure that you know that they're also available for you. I've got a template for building a syllabus. I've got sample unit overviews. I have a lesson plan template. I have a whole unit that if you wanted to just snag and look at as an organizational example, it's not necessarily the best instructional sample. You could have things like that. Also academic policies, characteristics of effective learning designs, and our assessment checklists. I'll be organizing these things in a Google folder for you as well, but just wanted to make sure that you knew that such things were available should you care to ask. So sometimes we don't ask for things because we don't know what's available. Okay, so back to our list. The other thing then, I know some of you have new computers, maybe a new Mac, or you're just working in Chrome and want to think about some better ways to organize what you're up to. We do have a lot of different applications that we use at CCS, and that can get cumbersome and a lot to remember. So there are two things that can help you remember. One is simply to establish good bookmarks in your Chrome browser. And I think sometimes we run out of space in our bookmarks bar because we always have the word next to it, and so you can only fit, I don't know, maybe 12 different things. So one option is to set the bookmark and just have the little mini icon there. You'll know that that's Canvas. You'll know that that's RenWeb without needing it to say RenWeb next to it. And that can just make it a lot handier in terms of space to do that. So if that's something that would be helpful for you and you can't quite figure it out, I'd be happy to show you. Another option then is Clever. So Clever is something we have access to, and if you wanted to make sure that you were able to get this and go to this page and you are not, you could reach out to Julie or Stephen and they would be able to give you access. And what Clever is, up here, my little C, Clever is, it is designed for our school, and again does that same sort of thing, sets you up with immediate access, already logged in to all the different platforms and so forth that we need to use for different operations at CCS. And the advantage here is once you're signed in, you're signed in. You shouldn't need to do that again. That is not the case for the more secure items like Paycom. That has an extra layer of security. So it's not just as easy to get into that. So either Clever or bookmarks can be helpful ways to organize if you are looking for some organizational tools. Okay. And then last but not least, as you're building your Canvas course, just know that you are able to reach out for feedback as well, just in terms of setup, in terms of design, playing about, trying things. It's really helpful if we talk to each other and take a look at things. So if you're curious about the way your course is set up, or wondering if your gradebook is accurate, please, please, please check with your department head, especially about your gradebook. We had some challenges with that last year and would like to make sure that things are weighted in thoughtful and helpful ways. Summative assessment should be 50 to 70% of the grade, and to make sure that there's an appropriate balance of assessments to build out a fair grade that is an accurate description of what has been learned. So anyway, course setup, if you got some question about Canvas things, I'm happy to check with you and review it. Would love to do that in person or digitally, and your department head should be a resource too. So thanks. Hope this was helpful, and thank you for the really wonderful work that you do. I got to wander the halls and pop into classes today, and I saw good and beautiful things going on. So thank you, and carry on.